Tennessee Children's Home actually has been an institution in our state for many years, and because of the affiliation with the churches in the area and contributions that have been made, I've known about Tennessee Children's Home virtually all my life. Well, in 1986, I was serving on the board of a nonprofit in East Tennessee, similar mission. In 2000, the state of Tennessee had gone through some changes, and it was becoming difficult for small agencies such as ours to function. So we actually approached Tennessee Children's Home about merging because we thought bigger would probably be better in dealing with the state. So my involvement came from prior involvement in a child care ministry similar to this. The best way for me to describe it is the heartbeat of Tennessee Children's Home, because I think what we do has to be a mission of the heart. It isn't about intellect. It isn't about being smart. It's about being compassionate. It's about being a child of God, and it's about doing God's work in the way that the New Testament speaks about it. We see so many opportunities. The first thing is we touch the lives of a lot of young people, boys at this point, but we also touch the lives of the families. We work with the families to try to help them rehabilitate the issues that maybe have caused the boys to be here. And sometimes it's because the families themselves aren't functioning in the way they should. But what happens is the families see the change in the young men, and often they ask, what brings this about? Our son has been in another location in a different program before, but I've never seen the kind of change that has occurred since he's been at Tennessee Children's Home. The difference is that Tennessee Children's Home transfers the values that we have at our core to the young people. And we don't do it by preaching, we do it by action. And when a young person sees that the house mom and the house dad really care about them and take the time to talk to them and take the time to try to help them, it changes the heart. It's the same way Jesus changed the hearts of people. They knew that he was genuine. It wasn't just an act. It wasn't just something he did because he thought he ought to do it. He did it because he was committed to it. We have a number of opportunities for people to be involved in the ministry here at Tennessee Children's Home. We have a lot of churches and individuals who give both monetarily, who give of their time. More people pray for us than anything else because that's something we can all do. Because of geography, some people can't volunteer. Because of resources, some people can't give. But when we have people who are conscious of the needs that we have, then it's possible for people to become involved in the ministry in a way that is meaningful for them and in a way that they can do what they can do in the time that they have to do it. Second thing that we do is that many of the young men who come into our program here have no spiritual background whatever. Sometimes they've never been to church. And so it's a learning process, and our follow-up program, when they leave here, tries to connect them with the church, with somebody who can mentor, with someone who can encourage, with someone that they could even call if they had an issue. Although a lot of them will call back and thank the staff here for working with them, we think it's important for somebody near them to be available for them. So we're giving both the young men an opportunity to grow, and we're giving individuals and churches an opportunity to respond. And the number of young men who become Christians while in our care here is amazing, particularly when you consider that sometimes they come from no religious background whatever, and to an appreciation of Christ and what Christ's life on this earth, his death and his resurrection means to the world. I have to be honest and say I started in 1986 because I thought I should. I thought it was an obligation. But the transformation that I went through is what excites me about seeing that same thing happen in other people. I realized this isn't just something that's good to do, it's something I have to do. I realized that it's not just something that I read about and pray about. It's something that I can touch. It's something that I can really put myself into. And my involvement has really grown over the years as I really begin to appreciate more and more about what we do. And even though I've been involved here 14 years and almost 30 overall, I see the growth of our staff people. I see the growth in the effectiveness of the program, because without that, it's easy to get discouraged. But when you see success, and we see young people being changed, and when you see individuals who volunteer, when you see new residential counselors who come into service and get on fire because of what they see is happening in the lives of young people, it makes it all seem like, wow, where have I been and why didn't I do this before? I think what we do here probably touches everybody in a little different way. But I believe that what we need is we need the involvement of people that don't see us. We need the involvement of people that we don't communicate with. We need the prayers. We need the money. We need the resources. We need the time. We need church involvement. But there are so many worthy causes, it's difficult for anybody to respond to them all. And so I ask myself this question when someone asks me to give to something. What's the proof? Why should I give? What are the results? Tennessee Children's Home can show a laundry list of why you should give. We have the lowest recidivism rate of any child care agency in Tennessee. We bring young men to Christ. And it isn't the numbers that's important, it's the commitment that's important. But we bring young men to Christ. And by every objective measurement you want to use, we are successful. And when we have young men who come back to campus and who call and who send letters, when we have grandparents and parents who send us letters and tell us the change that they see in a young man's life, that's why people need to support Tennessee Children's Home, because the results are irrefutable and the impact is eternal.
If you know of a ministry that we need to know about, please give us a call, 888-641-8606, or take a look at our website, revelationstv.org.